بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. إن أريد إلا الإصلاح ما استطعت وما توفيقي إلا بالله. Respected brothers, sisters and dear listeners, Alhamdulillah, thumma Alhamdulillah, that we got this opportunity to enjoy the company of Al-Habib al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us his company in the day after as well. Respected brothers and sisters, we stopped last week when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was forced for this unpredicted, unequal, unfair battle with the people of Quraysh. And after consulting his Sahaba, and they decided to go ahead. Now we are going to see Al-Habib al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the chief command, how he is going to run this battle. Of course, first of all, you need to collect some information about your enemy. We call it intelligence, sort of. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he started by himself. He went with Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq a bit further to find out, and the way they met an old man. So they told him, Shaykh, we want you to tell us did you hear about these people from Quraysh coming to fight Muhammad? Said, yes, I heard. But you people must tell me, who are you before I tell you anything. So Rasulullah told him, listen, we'll tell you after you tell us. So the man told him, if what I know is correct, the Quraysh people left such and such date, they must be by such and such place by now. And Muhammad, he left by such and such time, and he should be. So Rasulullah, he got the information while he's walking away. Then the old man stopped him again and says, you didn't tell me from where you people coming. So Rasulullah told him, we are from water. Because all of us, we have been created from water. You see, so وَمِنَ الْمَاءِ خَلَقْنَا كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. Allah said, every alive creation has been created from water. And sometimes also, you don't want to lie, and at the same time, you don't want to pass serious information. So Sallallahu he did it in a way that he told the man, we are coming from water. We're all coming from water. So the man said, water, which water? Maybe a tribe called water or so. It doesn't. So Sallallahu he walked away. He got the information he wanted. On the same night, he sent Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib and Al-Zubayr ibn al-Awam to collect more information. They went further up to the well bed, and then there, Sayyidina Ali and Al-Zubayr, they managed to find two young boys. They are collecting water and take it to the people of Quraysh. So they captured them. And they take them to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the boys initially they don't want to give any information. So Sayyidina Ali said, hey, I'm going to be so. Rasulullah told him, hold on. And asked him a question. He told him, Rasulullah told him, how many camels they slaughter per day? So the boys said between 9 and 10 camels. So Rasulullah said these people should be around 1,000 because one camel, it can feed 10 people. Because our people, they like meat and stuff. One camel, one camel, it will feed 100. So they said they slaughter every, no. They said 9 to 10 camels a day. So they said their number between, about 1,000. Yeah, so 100 people per camel. You are right. So Rasulullah sallallahu he got the information, roughly the number of those people, and then he told the boy, what name is there? They told him, Abu Jahl is there, Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, Shaybah ibn Rabi'ah, Umayyah ibn Khalid. So Rasulullah, these all are the big chiefs, the big head of Quraysh. So Rasulullah, إِنَّ قُرَيْشِ أَتَتْ لَكُمْ بِأَفْلَاذِ أَكْبَادِهَا. Quraysh had came to you with its treasure. Up to you people. On the other hand, the people of Quraysh also, they are doing their intelligence. So they getting a man called Umayr ibn Wahb. He managed to escape and went behind the Muslim up to Al-Madinah, assisted by some Jews. And they told, when he came to people of Quraysh, he told them the number is around 300. But the quality of the people, from what I have seen in their eyes and how they are enthusiastic. The man is not going to die before killing 2 or 3 people. This actually deepens the difference among the people of Quraysh, because if you remember, we said there was a bit of opposition. People said our caravan was being secured. Why should we go and fight? And then when they fight that faith, they said, we are going to be in trouble. Now we are on Thursday, 16 of Ramadan, second year of Hijrah to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he ordered Sahaba to move forward toward the well of Badr. And they camped just before the well, just before the well. Then one Sahabi, his name Al-Habbab ibn al-Mundhir, and I want you to listen to this. Al-Habbab ibn al-Mundhir, he's an ordinary Sahabi, but he's expert on the land and the nature of the land. Then he told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, Ya Rasulullah, أهذا منزل أنزلكموه الله أم هي الحرب والخديعة? Is it something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have ordered you to? It is wahy, or it is just technicality and tricks of the battle or the war? Rasulullah told him, no, it is just technicality and tricks for the war. Then he said, I will differ with you, Ya Rasulullah. You can imagine. Rasulullah then say, who are you to differ with me? I am the Prophet of Allah. I am the best Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am the leader. How can you say you differ with me? He said, Rasulullah listened to him carefully, and he told him, Ya Rasulullah, I feel if we moved a bit forward, that the well will be in our back, and we build a wall, so we'll be in control of water, we got access to the water, and that will not, the enemy won't have that access. Rasulullah said, this is a good idea. Fidaka abi wa ummi ya Rasulullah. Rasulullah, he was simple, humble, he listened to everybody. But on the other side also, my brothers, the Sahabi, the way also he approached Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yani, don't come to the chairman or to the head of the state or to, and talk, also talk in a manner. He said, Ya Rasulullah, is it something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have ordered you, or it is something to do with the war? He talked nicely to the leader also. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he accepted and he said, no, it is a good idea, and he ordered the people to move forward. And they did exactly like what Al-Habab ibn al-Mundhir have said. Now, you know, when you are traveling tomorrow, or you're going to write an exam, or you're going to have a serious decision in your life, usually you don't sleep well. You had sleepless night. So sleeping actually is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you are too much worried, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gifted the Muslim by giving them a peaceful sleep at that night. وَإِذْ يَغْشَاكُمُ النُّعَاسُ أَمْنَةً مِّنْهُ وَيُنَزِّلُ عَلَيْكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً لِيُطَهِّرَكُم بِهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, I made you people go in a peaceful sleep. And I showered you with some rain. And this rain, when it comes, it purifies the people. And subhanallah, the same water, the nature of the land where Muslims are there, it was sandy nature. So when the water come, it make it more solid. The place where the kuffar were there, it is a dusty. So when the water come, the very same water, Allah sent the same water. It make this land solid and make this land muddy. And make it very difficult for them to move. Subhanallah. So this sleep which you take it for granted is a great ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can imagine somebody carry on for 1 or 2 nights without sleeping. You end up having all type of tablets, tranquilizers, whatever. It is a great gift. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gifted the people. They had a very good sleep. They wake up in the morning, now Friday, 17th of Ramadan, second year of Hijrah to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now we are in the morning. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, after Salat al-Fajr, he called the people and gave them the plan. He told them, listen, you be in a state of defense, not in a state of attack. Because recently, some studies, they prove that to have an effective attack, you need 3 to 4 times the number of your enemy. So you be in a defensive position. And then Rasulullah told them, you start when they get closer to you, start throwing the arrows. But don't waste your arrows because you got a limited resource. And don't let them so close to you. Because you got horses. We mentioned last week 1,000 horses. The Muslim got only 3 horses. So the horseman on a horse, he is more in position of more, effective. So don't let them so close to you. Start throwing the arrows and that. They got the information and the plan. Then Al-Habib al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he's putting the people in the saf, in one line, like what we do in Salah. And when he's doing that, one Sahabi, his name Sawad ibn Ghuzya, or Ibn Ghazya. Sawad ibn Ghazya, he came forward a couple of steps out of the saf. So Rasulullah was carrying a stick. So he hit him slightly on the stomach, said, back, go to the line, straighten yourself. Then Sawad said, oh, it's so painful, Ya Rasulullah. I want to revenge. I want to beat you as much as, subhanallah, the Sharia law is applicable. We mentioned that day, if somebody hit you, you are loyal to hit him exactly as much as him. So the law is applicable over everybody, including Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't hesitate. He gave him the stick and he exposed his stomach like this. Then Sawad, he thrown the stick and he held Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he started kissing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was wondering, said, why you did so? He said, I felt I'm going to die. And I was wishing that the last thing I do before I die, that my skin touch your skin. And this Sahabi actually, after that, he carried on and he killed as much and then, and he was martyred in this battle. Now, as a tradition, before any battle in the Arabs at that time, that they start by challenging. Some of the most powerful from that side come and challenge you with the sword. So 3 from one family, Utbah ibn Shaybah, his brother Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, his brother Shaybah, and his son Al-Walid. 3 from the same family. So he said, Ya Muhammad, who is brave enough to come and challenge us? So 3 from Al-Ansar, Auf and Muawaz, and their mother Al-Afra. And here again and again, ladies were there, women are there. They are, from the time of Sittina Khadija radhiyallahu alayha, ladies are there. You can't deny their rights. So these 3 came out, saying out of arrogancy, said, who are you? They said, we are Rahtum min al-Ansar. We are just some ordinary people from Ansar. Said, we don't want to deal with such kind of people. Arrogance. We want some people from our tribe, one people from our nephews and our cousins. So Rasulullah, he ordered 3 from his own family. Ali ibn Abi Talib, Hamza, wa Ubaydah ibn al-Haris. His cousin and his uncle and the other cousin. They stood up. Ali ibn Abi Talib, he took Al-Walid ibn Utbah. He finished him in no time. Hamza, he took Shaybah, killed him. Then Utbah and Ubaydah, they was changing, and then by the time Sayyidina Hamza and Sayyidina Ali, they came and rescued their brother and they killed Utbah. 3 of the big chiefs, big heads of Quraysh was being killed. That gave the Muslim a big joy. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Then Al-Habib al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sayyidina Sa'd ibn Mu'az, he told Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, we want to build a shelter for you in the back, because this will be protection for you. You are more needed than us, and many people are in need of you than us. So they built like a shelter in the back of the field, and Rasulullah was there and was guarded by Sa'd ibn Mu'az. So Rasulullah, he went back to that shelter and he started making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Said, Ya Allah, fulfill your promise. Ya Allah, give us victory. And look what Rasulullah concerned. He said, Ya Allah, if these people on the field now being killed will be nobody worshiping Allah. Because actually it was over 90% of the Muslim on the earth was already there. So Rasulullah, while he's in this dua, his gown fall down. Sayyidina Abu Bakr was next to him. His shoulder exposed. Sayyidina Abu Bakr, he put the gown back and said, Ya Rasulullah, hawwin alayka ya Rasulullah. Take it easy, Ya Rasulullah. Allah will never let us down. Then the Quran revealed. He said, وَإِنْ يَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ 20 صَابِرُونَ يَغْلِبُوا 200 وَإِنْ يَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ 100 يَغْلِبُوا 1000 مِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. If you got 20, but 20 of who? Of the quality of the people who got power, people who got sabr, they are going to beat 200. If you have 100, they are going to beat 1000. 1 to 10. But the quality. And then the other ayah, the angels start descending. Rasulullah, he can see the angels. Jibreel, Mikael, all the angels. To the extent some of the Sahaba witnessed this battle, they said, we're just going to fight a man in front of you. Before you arrived to him, he was killed. Subhanallah. The man, just the angels was like. On the other hand, Shaitan always joining the other camp. He came in the form of Seerah ibn Malik. You remember Seerah ibn Malik, that man who ran behind Rasulullah, want to capture him, and that Seerah ibn Malik and told him, you guys fight, I grant you victory. And he was rushing like this. Rasulullah in the middle, I want you just to live with Rasulullah and Sahaba on that battle. Rasulullah said, oh people, whoever are going to fight with force and with iman and die today, he's going straight to Jannat. One of the Sahaba, his name Umayr ibn al-Human, he was busy eating few dates. When he heard this statement from Rasulullah, he said, Bakhin, Bakhin. Bakhin, Bakhin means, in Arabic means, good, some good news. It is a good news for me. Then Rasulullah said, why you said good news? He said, I think between me and Jannah, the time to eat these few dates, wallahi, that's going to be a very long life. And he thrown the dates and he rushed to fight. And actually he killed also as many, and then he was martyred. Now, Umayyah ibn Khalaf, you remember Umayyah ibn Khalaf, the one who was mastering Sayyidina Bilal, and he was taking him out, slashing him, putting stone, all this. That Umayyah ibn Khalaf, he met Sayyidina Abdurrahman ibn Auf. Sayyidina Abdurrahman ibn Auf, on the battle, the people start, running away, so he's collecting some bodies, and he was walking with it. Then Umayyah ibn Khalaf, he was a friend to Sayyidina Abdurrahman. So he told Abdurrahman, come, what are you carrying? He said, this is my bodies. He said, no, throw it away, and I'm surrendering to you. I'll be your prisoner. And whatever you will ask, I will give to you. He found that he's going to. Then who saw him? Sayyidina Bilal. Sayyidina Bilal, he saw that Umayyah ibn Khalaf. You can imagine now. These people using drama, they call it flashback. Sayyidina Bilal, when he saw, he recalled his memory for what was happening, how he was beating him, how he was taking him on a daily day, on the middle of the desert, and beating him and all. Then Sayyidina Umayyah ibn Khalaf, he said, he started fighting, he wanted to kill him. Sayyidina Abraham said, he's my prisoner, leave him. He said, Ya Ansar, oh Ansar, Rasulullah said, come, the head of the kuffar is here. Ma najawtu is naja. No life for him so long as he's still alive. And he started fighting with the Ansar, and they killed Umayyah ibn Khalaf. Sayyidina Abdurrahman ibn Auf, he used to joke, Sahaba also between them, he used to tell Bilal, Rahimakallahu ya Bilal, may Allah bless you ya Bilal. You make me lost my bodies, and I lost also my prisoner. Because you're going to take some money out of it. So, anyway. Now, the kuffar is in a big, bad status. These few Muslim and this, battle going on. Then two young boys, Muaz ibn Amr ibn al-Jamuh. You remember Muaz, that one who used to steal his father's god, the one his father used to worship and put it in the mud, and that Muaz ibn Amr ibn al-Jamuh. And Muawaz ibn al-Afra, that young boy who was challenging Utbah just few in the beginning of the battle. These two young boys, they told Abdurrahman ibn Auf, uncle, where is Abu Jahl? Because they are from Al-Ansar, they never seen this. He said, why are you asking about Abu Jahl? He said, because we heard a lot of what type of hell he gave to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You want to go and kill him? He said, the man is here. And Abu Jahl was the head, the chief of the chief command. He's the leader of those kuffar. So these two young boys, though Abu Jahl was surrounded by heavy security, but all they ran away and they managed to kill Abu Jahl. By killing Abu Jahl, now that was end of the battle, because now you kill the head and the people start running away and rushing. That day, the outcome of that day was 70 of the kuffar was being killed. And 70 have been taken as a war prisoner. On the side of the Muslim, only 14. When I worked it out, I found that Umar ibn Wahb, he was expecting, he said, the one Muslim before he died, he's going to kill 2 or 3. But when I worked it out, you find 14 against 70, so the one killed 5 before he died. This day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described beautifully in the Quran. He said, Yawm al-Furqan. Yawm al-Furqan, the day of discrimination. The day which Allah discriminates between right and wrong, between Iman and Kufr. So that day, the Kuffar, they start running away. They left their things belong. And the Muslim was divided into 3 groups. One group was still guarding Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One group was chasing the Kuffar. And one group was collecting the bodies. Let me take you quick. Let us fly quick to Mecca. The bad news have been spread. Utbah ibn Rabi'ah have been killed. Shaybah ibn Rabi'ah have been killed. Al-Walid ibn Utbah killed. Umayyah ibn Khalaf killed. Abu Jahl was killed. All these names. It was a great shock, because it was going as an easy job. I mean, to finish Muhammad quick and come back. All their heads have been killed. So Mecca was in a state of mourning. They couldn't even believe what's happened. And they decided not to even cry. And some of them went to the extent that said, water is not going to touch my body till we revenge for Muhammad. To the extent, one man, his name Al-Aswad ibn al-Muttalib, he lost 3 of his children in that battle. So he heard the lady from far crying. So I told his son, go see my son. Are they going to allow us to cry? Because I heard some ladies crying. So he went to find the lady, told him, no, she's lost her camel. And she's crying for her camel. So this man, he wrote a poem, very long poem. He said, how they allow the woman to cry for her camel and don't allow us to cry for our children whom we get lost. Abu Lahab also, he was the only one who didn't go. Just 10 days after that, he couldn't take it. And he was affected by very serious infectious disease. He got a lot of bad sores, and even when he died, the people didn't even carry him. They dig a hole and they push him with a stick and threw him in that hole. So that was the end of all the head of the kuffar of Mecca. Let us fly back to Al-Madinah Al-Munawwara. Big joy, big happiness. Al-Habib Al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is making shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He spent 3 days in Badr. You know, before the tradition, whoever captured anything on the battle, it will be his. So Sahaba start now says, because as we said, this group was chasing the kuffar, groups. So Rasulullah said, no, it's not fair. Put it all here and they distributed equally. And the Quran revealed, وَعْلَمُوا أَنَّ مَا غَنِمْتُمْ فإن لله خمسه وللرسول ولذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل. Allah put the rules that whatever you capture, 1/5 it goes to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and out of this 5th, it will be distributed between Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the relatives, the poor people, the orphanage, and the passenger whom traveling stranger in the town. These 5, which means Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam take 1/5 out of the 1/5, which 125, which means 4%. The rest will be distributed accordingly. Everybody was happy. And now the war prisoners also, Rasulullah he distributed among the Sahaba. And here you are going to see Rahmatul Alamin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Before this, what they call Geneva Agreement to treating the war prisoner, Rasulullah he gave a strict instruction. You must treat the war prisoner as best as you can. You feed them, you give them drink, you give them food, you nurse them, you treat them if they are sick or if they are wounded. And the Sahaba actually, they follow this command very strictly. To the extent some of them, they don't eat themselves and they feed their war prisoner. And the Habib Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, isn't he said, we are going to learn from this seerah. Rasulullah he got a vision. You know, among the Muslims, there was, Rasulullah actually asked for between 1,000 to 4,000 dirham for each war prisoner, according to his. And those he can't afford, they said he can go for free. But if you know how to read and write, he take 10 Sahaba whom they don't know how to read and write and teach them. You see, education, searching, development. These all, what Rasulullah he is looking forward. He's looking to develop this ummah. Today among us, the ignorance is very high. We left this sunnah to Rasulullah of education. He didn't leave any chance or any opportunity to uplift and improve and develop his ummah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So Rasulullah after that, he sent Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Rawaha and Zayd ibn Haritha to Al-Madinah to pass the good news. One went north, one south. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Rawaha was riding Rasulullah camel. So everybody was happy except the Jews. The Yahudi and the Munafiqeen, they said no, Muhammad was killed. Otherwise, why Abdullah ibn Rawaha is riding his camel? Otherwise he should be killed. Then just 3 days later, Rasulullah he came to Al-Madinah. There was a big joy, big happiness all around. The only thing which spoiled that, the death of Sittina Ruqayya. The daughter of Rasulullah was married to Sayyidina Uthman and she was sick. That's why Rasulullah asked Sayyidina Uthman to look after her and she died. Then Rasulullah he started, you know, the people start sending money to release their prisoners. Among those war prisoners was Abu al-As ibn Rabi'a. If you remember Abu al-As ibn Rabi'a, the one who married Sayyidina Zainab, the elder daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he was very nice to his wife, Sayyidina Zainab. And he refused to divorce her because they forced him to divorce, like what the Abu Lahab's children, they try to force him to divorce Rasulullah daughters. He refused. And she was also faithful to her husband. She also sent his brother with some jewels to Rasulullah to relieve her husband. Then they brought these jewels to Rasulullah. The moment Rasulullah he opened, he started crying. Among this was necklace. You remember that necklace, Sittina Khadija, his beloved wife, she gave it a gift to her daughter. So when Rasulullah he saw his beloved wife necklace, he started crying. And he asked Sahaba, you see how Rasulullah is faithful to his wife, the late wife. And he remembered all these good days, how she was supportive to him. And he told him, I can't take that necklace. And Rasulullah taking permission from Sahaba, not order. He said, if you don't mind, let her go with her, let him go and send her back her jewels. So they actually did so, and he told him, you must send my daughter to Al-Madinah, because at that time the Quran was revealed and it was haram, it was not permissible for a Muslim lady to marry a non-Muslim. And she came to Al-Madinah, and Abu al-As ibn Rabi'a later on, he joined Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he accepted Islam and he remarried Sittina Zainab. Now this battle has gone, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, still the challenges are there. The challenge is actually coming from three main sources. One source the tribes around Al-Madinah, they are too much worried. How come Muhammad now is getting power, getting more strength, getting more influence? And of course, Quraysh, that great disaster which happened to them, and the Yahudi, the Jewish, which they are staying in Al-Madinah al-Munawwara. Those tribes around Rasulullah, just 1 week later, one tribe called Bani Salim, they decided to attack Al-Madinah. Rasulullah, when he heard that, he didn't wait for them to attack. He went to 200 Sahabi, surprised them. He was there. Then they stopped and some of them accepted Islam. This was finished. Quraysh, they didn't waste time. One man, his name Umar ibn Wahb, Umar, the one who was going around to spy for Kuffar Quraysh, he was sitting next to Al-Kaaba and he was, I wish if I got money to go. He got one of his son was a war prisoner. Wow. He said, I wish if I got money to go and release my son and kill Muhammad. But the problem that I don't have money and I got a lot of debts and I got a lot of children. Who picked him up? Safwan ibn Umayyah ibn Khalaf. Safwan ibn Umayyah, that his father was killed. Sayyidina Bilal killed him just now. So Safwan ibn Umayyah take this man. Umar told him, come. And he told him, listen. Private now. Told him, listen. Money is not a problem. You want to give your money? Your debts is my debts. Your children are my children. Here is the money. Here is the sword. His poisoned sword. Go and kill Muhammad. So this man, he went to Al-Madinah. The moment he walked in, Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab. Sayyidina Umar is very sharp. He saw this man beat one. He said, stop him. Where are you going? He said, I want to release myself. He said, why are you carrying this sword? Then Sayyidina Umar, he asked 2 Sahaba to watch this man. He's going to meet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam now. You see, the Sahaba, they love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this man walked into Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The moment he walked in, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he found Sahaba guarding him and said, leave him. Sit. What are you coming for? He said, I'm coming to release my son and to pay his fidya and this. Rasulullah told him, how about this discussion between you and Safwan ibn Umayyah? Isn't you coming to kill me? And he promised to do this and this. And Rasulullah told him the whole conversation as he was there. Then the man immediately said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa annaka Rasulullah. There was no single body next to us when this happened. You are definitely Prophet of Allah. And the man, he said the kalima, and he stayed in Al-Madinah. He didn't even go. So Safwan ibn Umayyah in Mecca going around says, hey people, some good news coming soon. Some good news coming soon. What good news? No, it's a surprise. Then the good news, it turned into bad news. He heard that the man accepted Islam. And he stayed in Al-Madinah. And later on, this man, he came to Mecca and he came preaching Islam and helping his brothers. Quraysh also, on the same time, Abu Sufyan, as we said, the people in the morning, they don't cry, they don't. Abu Sufyan, he decided, he vote that water is not going to touch my body till the man, he want to bath. So he decided to go take 300 from Quraysh. I said, let us go and attack Al-Madinah. On his own like this. So he managed to come also by assistance of some Jewish, and they burned few farms, belonging to some Muslim, and they killed 2 Muslims. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he heard about that, he ran with 200 Sahabi to meet them. They heard Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is coming, they just ran away. And left everything behind. Among what they left, their food. And among the food, there is some food called al-suwaiq. Suwaiq is a mix of flour with butter and honey and that special food. So that's why they call it Ghazwat al-Suwaiq. Because they left their food, their weapons, everything, and they ran away. Now, the third challenge, or the third camp, not happy, the Jewish. Kuffar, these Jewish in Al-Madinah. You remember Abdullah ibn Ubay, that Yahudi, he was about to be crowned as a king. And now he came and he found that Rasulullah now is winning and that. He claimed that he's a Muslim. And he said a Muslim. But he's a munafiq, he's a hypocrite. So Rasulullah now, the Jewish started to change their attitude. You remember Rasulullah he signed an agreement with them. That constitution, you people are free to business, to worship what you want, everything you are free. But to respect the rules and regulation of the state. Then they start treating the Muslim badly. To the extent if somebody, if a Muslim owing him some money, he doesn't want to give it back. Treating them badly. Because he was feeling superior on the other Arabs, and now they feel that superiority is going away. Then Rasulullah, when he talked to them, he said, hey, who are you? He talked to Rasulullah like this. Don't think you have to win this kind of battle, you are somebody. If you want to fight us. Subhanallah. You people are declaring war now. You can imagine telling the head of state, if you want to fight us. You want to fight, isn't it? Rasulullah also swallowed for the sake of unity, for the sake of peace, for everything. Until one day, there was a Muslim lady, the hijab was commanded by then, and she was putting her hijab and sitting next to a shop belonging to one Jewish jewelry shop. She's buying something. So one Yahudi came and told her, I want to see your face. I want to pull her scarf. So the lady refused. Then he put a stick on her scarf, on her back. While she was sitting, she put that stick. The moment she started to move, the hijab fall down. So the woman was disappointed, you know. Then one Muslim was watching this. He fight this Jewish and he killed him. Then the Jewish now, the Jewish guy, he want to kill the Muslim. Then a Muslim ran, Ya Rasulullah, these people are giving us trouble. What do you think? That's why Sam said, no, enough is enough. We can't carry this nonsense anymore. So he went with 300 Sahaba and surrounded this, called Banu Qaynuqa. The Jews, as you said, they are in 3 places. Banu Qaynuqa, Banu Nadir, and Banu Qurayz. Banu Qaynuqa, Rasulullah, he surrounded the place. Said, you people, out. Or will be killed. Then this, Abdullah ibn Ubay, he's tried to intermediate. He's a Jewish, and they want to show that he's got influence as a Muslim now. And Rasulullah, not because Abdullah ibn Ubay, some other Sahaba belonging to the same tribe, like Sa'd ibn Ubaid and them, they came and Rasulullah, he let them go away, not killing them, taking all their belongings, but leave the weapons behind. And Rasulullah get rid of this first spot of the Jewish in Al-Madinah, those Bani Qaynuqa. Now Rasulullah, his eyes still around. He is not sleeping. Quraysh, they started to change the route from Mecca to Al-Sham through Al-Madinah, and they go via Iraq. Rasulullah, when he know about this, he sent Zayd ibn Haritha with 200 again to disturb them. So they get frightened. Now 1 year has gone from the Battle of Badr. The people of Quraysh, they lost in Battle of Badr. Even this Al-Suwaiq, they failed, and the route to Iraq, through Iraq was disturbed. So they said, now we want to do something. Abu Sufyan, if you remember, he was still holding the money, 500,000 dirham, those of the caravan. You know that, he was still holding this money. He said, I'm not going to distribute the money until we decide something. Now, the new generation now, Safwan ibn Umayyah ibn Khalaf, Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl, Jubayr ibn Mut'am, this new generation, the children of those have been killed. They sit together now with Abu Sufyan. And they decided to go and attack Al-Madinah in a number now. How much? 3,000. And how many horse? 2,000 horse. And camels, over 3,000 camels. And they went in heavy attack to Al-Madinah al-Munawwar. Who was there? Al-Abbas, Rasulullah uncle. He heard this news. He sent the messenger secretively to Rasulullah to alert him that this is what his Quraysh decided to do. Then he came and met Rasulullah by Quba. And Rasulullah, he went to Sahabi's name, Sa'd ibn Rabi'ah. He told him, Sa'd, I heard some news now, but you want to keep it secretive for a time being until we decide what to do. So, with due respect to my sisters, who listened to this conversation? His wife. And you know the rest. The lady, she heard the news, which should be very confidential, of course, you know. So everybody, but Rasulullah, he didn't mind. He met Sahaba said, listen, what we do. Rasulullah was in opinion to stay in Al-Madinah, to be protected by the house of Al-Madinah, to be, you know, not to go out to meet this, because we are unequal. But the Sahaba, the majority of Sahaba, especially those that didn't contribute in Badr, said, no, we go out to fight. Then Rasulullah again and again, he's not a dictator. He complied to the majority opinion, and he decided to go, and he went home. He put his helmet and the shell and everything. Then Sa'd ibn Mu'adh came and said, you people forced Rasulullah to go for such things which he was not like it. So the people went back to Rasulullah and said, Ya Rasulullah, we see you are not happy. He said, no. Rasulullah said, ما كان للنبي أن يلبس على أمته, means there is no prophet to put such a dress for fight and he take it off again. We are going, khalas. So Rasulullah, he came out with 1,000 Sahabi. Among those 1,000 was 300. Actually, Abdullah ibn Ubay, that Yahudi, that munafiq, hypocrite, he was in opinion to stay in Al-Madinah. Not because of Rasulullah's opinion, because he doesn't want to go. But when Rasulullah decided to go, so 1,000, and among them 300 of those people from Abdullah ibn Ubay. And then halfway before going out, then this 300 withdraw. Then his excuse that Muhammad, he didn't listen to my opinion. If that's your opinion, why you came out in the first place? He wanted to create sort of disturbance. So Rasulullah, he carried on with the 700 Sahabi going to meet 3,000 of Kuffar Quraysh. And this is what we are going to discuss next week, inshallah. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.